Hi, Srishti.
I,
Congratulations. It's been 10 years living with type 1 diabetes. It's a very big milestone. How do you feel about it?
to be honest, I didn't even realize that 10 years has passed because it's all just been so natural for me, managing with diabetes.
That's very good to know. So, a decade. Really
Yeah,
wonderful. Okay. So, I have some questions listed for you. Let's keep it like a small chit chat. Okay.
okay, sure.
So, can you tell our listeners when and how you were diagnosed? What do you remember from that time?
Yeah, so I remember that I got diagnosed at about 4 years old, and to be precise, 4 years and 10 months. So, at that time, what I remember and some of what my parents told me is that I had been drinking a lot, and I had also been urinating a lot, and so it was like a continuous cycle. I was drinking and then I was urinating. And also, one more thing that my parents told me is that I had lost so much weight, and it was almost unbelievable that that was me.
Hmm.
And so then immediately my parents took me to the hospital, and so then I got diagnosed with a blood sugar of around 700 or so.
Okay. Thank you for letting us know. So you remember any of those days when you were in the hospital or you know staying in the hospital? Or
Um, yeah, so while I was at the hospital, I remember that I had made a drawing about a parrot that was inside a cage, and so um, it was apparently trying to reach for a cage that is outside of the cage. So, um,
okay.
yeah,
So that was a great presentation. I think
yeah,
it's raining a lot, but still,
yeah,
I think we can continue. No
yeah,
disturbance, right? So that image actually as a mother of Srishti, I can remember that picture. We were in a completely shock and denial stage, and then when me and my husband saw that picture, we felt like, what is in her mind now? Like she's drawing a parrot in a cage, and a chocolate cake is out of her reach. She's unable to take peace, and she's kind of lost. And we really want to change that image that she has drawn. But for a 4 year, 10 months old, drawing that picture was like quite surprising to the doctor and all of us. And of course, she is an artist, so I think from then she has that, you know, capability of imagining and putting things in paper. That's good to know that, at least you remember some parts of that diagnosis. So, how did life change after your diagnosis?
Well, when I was immediately diagnosed, like you said, I was me along with you were like in some state of shock or denial, and I felt that I could like not eat any of the foods that I could eat like at all. I could not eat my chocolate cake. I could not eat my favorite sweet. But then I realized that yes, you can eat it, but you have to moderate it. You have to moderate it, and you have to like control the timing of when you can eat it based on your sugar levels.
Okay. So now let's talk about small introduction of what is type 1 diabetes that we are talking about, right? So can you tell in your own words what it means?
To me, I think that type 1 diabetes is just a condition, and it will stay for your lifetime as of now, and that isn't anything to be worried about, to be frank. Just think of it that it's like another part of your life now that got introduced.
Okay. So technically, if you want to know, type 1 diabetes is an autoimmune condition
Yes.
wherein the autoimmunity attacks the insulin producing cells in the body, and as a result they become insulin dependent for lifetime. So it can happen at any age, but it happens more frequently at a young age. So now that she got diagnosed with it, we remember that she did not know all the technicality part of it. Like how she explained in a simple language, she knows what to do about it. She may not know technically what is it. When she was dying, she was such a small age, right? So now, you use a pump and CGM.
Yes.
So can you show and tell us what these devices are and how they help you?
Actually, I have a pump located right about here. I'll try and see if I can show it. So yes, this is my insulin pump over here, and its main function is to deliver insulin, and that too, it's both bolus and basal together. So that means that you don't have to take injections as frequently compared to a pump. And also have a CGM right now attached over here. And so along with monitoring my glucose more frequently, like I can look at it at any time. It also saves much more time in like when you're pricking your hand with the needle. And also, one thing is that these two work really well together as well. So this CGM can send my blood glucose readings to this pump, and so based on that, my pump can give insulin accordingly.
Okay, that's good to know. Thank you for explaining, Srishti. So it gives insulin like a drip. If you want to know in simple language, it keeps giving insulin throughout the day and night as per the settings we put in the insulin pump. And then the CGM kind of coordinates with the pump to deliver insulin as and when needed. It also gives alarms and shuts down when the blood sugars are on the lower side, and if they are on the higher side, it gives more insulin. So it is kind of easy to manage at school and other places. Of course, it has got its advantages and disadvantages. Thorough knowledge is essential to manage any device. Knowledge on basic T1D management is essential. Okay, thank you for letting us know about it. No, so yeah, you already explained what is the difference between managing with insulin injections and the pump. You also used injections, you also used the basal and the bolus, and so you know the pros and cons of everything. You know if this fails, that you can get back to injections, or if a CGM fails, you can check your own blood sugar. So
and also this is true because at times my insulin pump failed or there's an issue with it, and so we had to rapidly switch to injections in order to try to maintain the sugar.
So basics are must
Yes.
at any point of time.
Yes.
Okay. So how do you check your glucose and make decisions about insulin and food when you're away from home?
One is if I'm away from home, I definitely put a CGM because it's very beneficial. But I don't usually use it all the time. So other times I use the standard glucometer. So my general rule is that I check my blood sugar 2 hours before meal and 2 hours after a meal.
Okay. So you take your own decisions based on your sugar levels,
Yes.
right? Okay. It depends like whether you want to go for play or whether it's high what to do, it's low what to do.
Yes.
And also you have a plan given at the school also that others can reproduce.
Yes.
Okay. So now let's slightly move to daily life. Okay. So you have already explained that you will check your blood sugars and all. So can you quickly walk through the regular day once you wake up, right?
Yeah.
How does everything fit into your routine? How does diabetes fit into your routine?
Well, regularly on a school day, the first thing I do is that I wake up and then I check my blood sugar, and then after that I usually check before I eat my breakfast, and then at around like 11 or 11:30 or so, I again check my blood sugar to ensure that the sugar level is within range, and then after that I check before lunch.
So 11:30 is a checkpoint which helps you maintain pre-meal blood sugars
Yes,
in a
exactly.
good range.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay. And then once before exiting the school,
Yes, I also check then.
snack time and dinner, right? And also midnights we do check. Although we have a CGM, we still set alarms. Imagine from last 10 years, we still do it. It's a compulsion for all of us.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the toughest part of managing it in day-to-day life?
To be fair, with me, I think the toughest part is adhering to the timings, because oftentimes, since I'm in my adolescence, I have to pay attention a lot to studies and work, and so sometimes I might get carried away, and sometimes I might miss my checking times. So I usually try to adhere as possible, and I try to keep like a buffer time, like around 5 to 10 minutes, to like quickly finish whatever I'm doing. If I'm like in that sort of flow, and then I come back and then I check my blood sugar and I take the according action.
So it's kind of setting reminders and also
Yeah.
little pushing yourself to do things
Yes.
sometimes.
Yes.
Okay. So how do you handle school, exams, traveling, outstation trips? So where all the monitoring and planning is involved on your own.
Yeah, so during those kind of situations, I think it's like very important to have like a sort of backup. So, for example, in a sort of cool pouch called Cryo, I make sure that I keep some injections inside it. So in case if my pump fails or there is some sort of emergency, I can immediately take insulin. And also I keep some snacks and some fast rising snacks, so that if I'm in some sort of low situation, that can be prevented.
Okay, so you're like packed up with all the alternatives, worst
Yes.
case scenarios
Exactly.
and everything when you go out or when you are in the school. Okay. So all the planning would be, and also there are checklists also when you
Yes.
go
Most
out,
important
like
thing.
yeah, most important is like while packing there's a checklist, and after you go to your place, while you move out of the room, you have a small checklist to follow, like did I charge my phone, did I is the pump full of insulin, or are these there enough battery, are there enough strips and everything, right?
Yes.
So they will be there in the main bag, but you want to carry them in your small bags when you travel in the local areas. Okay. So do your friends and teachers understand what you go through? So how do you explain it to them? Imagine like when you were in a smaller age, or and then when you grew up, how was it different?
Um, I think that
In the smaller age, how are you explaining?
oh yeah, definitely. In the smaller age, I didn't have that big of a great understanding, so I often made kind of silly mistakes and silly errors while I was trying to explain my thing. But also, I was very keen in explaining them, so I often used to give them like a big earful, and they used to kind of be a bit confused after listening all of it.
You are talking about carbs, protein, high sugar.
Yeah.
Hey, these chocolates will raise the blood sugar, and the kids will be what? And all,
Yeah.
right? So that's how you explain when you were small. You were also telling that your pump will give protein to you.
Yeah.
They were like, wow, you are flaunting your devices. Fine. Then now, like if you want to explain, what do you explain to someone who is unaware of type 1 diabetes?
Yeah. Now that I have like more knowledge, that doesn't mean that I would definitely still give them an earful and explain everything about diabetes. But I think that a general understanding, like a brief understanding, would be enough for them. So that means that I just have like a condition, and I need to carry these extra devices with me. And sometimes I need to keep my blood sugar in range, and sometimes it may fall low or become high. And so for that, I need to take according action, which is eat some snacks or take insulin.
Okay, so yeah, that is just the information that they need to know.
Yeah.
Alright, so now coming to the adolescent perspective and emotions. Okay, how does it feel to grow up with diabetes when others don't even have to think about all these things that you have just told?
To me, like I've said at the very starting, I don't think diabetes is that big of a hassle, and I think it's just like another part of me. It's just like a simple thing that you need to get acquainted to, a simple routine that you need to get acquainted to, and basically everything is smooth. So I don't consider myself any different from the others.
Okay, so I mean, when you are growing up, like, yeah, like you said, it is as others may have to deal with something else, and you
Yeah.
are dealing with this.
Yeah,
So that
basically
is-
like that.
Okay,
Just
good.
like that.
Do you sometimes like feel left out, or has it made you stronger and independent?
Yes, at times I did feel a bit left out, because my other peers and other people didn't properly understand the condition, and so sometimes they would try to exclude me from the group and basically like that. So at the time I felt a bit lonely, yes, a bit sad that I could not be like a part of them.
Okay, so did it make you stronger and independent?
Oh yes, definitely made me more strong and more independent.
Okay, okay, good to know. But yeah, we will come to that point also about sensitizing more and more people
Yes.
around T1. Has your family supported you through this journey?
Oh, most definitely. I think that's the reason, like, why I am today, why I'm right now. And I think that at the very beginning, when I was first diagnosed, then they had more emphasis. They had to take care of basically, like, almost everything, and they had to, um, yeah, basically like,
Learn and a lot of
yes,
things.
learn a lot.
I know you must have felt like we were being little overprotective
Yes.
in the initial years, but I think that was a necessity as
Yes,
well.
definitely a necessity
And
at the
then
time.
once you grow older, I think we slowly step back a
Yeah.
little by little. So
I think that is important.
that is very important, right? So that you could gain more confidence and handle it on your own. Okay. Have you ever faced stigma or awkward questions about your devices or about your condition? How do you handle it? Randomly, you get asked about awkward questions, and how do you handle it?
Oh, most definitely. There has been like quite a lot of stigma. I've experienced it quite a lot. So at times I'm like not permitted. Like I said, type 1 diabetes means that you have to carry some extra devices like your insulin pump, for example, at some people, and some people might put a CGM. So these extra items are a necessity, but unfortunately, some people may not understand that. So yeah, they'll outright deny at times, and yeah, also from my peers, especially, they might ask a few questions like, "Oh, did you eat too many sweets? Is that why you got diabetes?" And then I just simply say, "No, I do not eat too many sweets at all. It's by a different cause, something that's not directly because of myself."
Or your food habits or exercise habits or anything as such,
Yes,
right?
like that.
And also, I remember you telling me one day that you carried a chocolate pudding,
Yeah.
sugar-free chocolate pudding, and your friend was surprised. Can you eat this?
Yeah. So like that.
So then, how did you handle that question?
Well, I don't really have that much time to argue with them. So then I just tell like a brief sentence. Well, I am allowed because this is, this is low carb. It's suited for me.
Okay, so it's for you. Yeah, see, there is no restriction in eating anything with type 1 diabetes. But based on your sugar levels at that point of time, you may decide to eat a particular amount of carbs that would suit for you at that time.
Yes.
So I think you answered that really well. That's great. So what have you learned about yourself in these 10 years?
Well, what I've learned from myself is that initially I thought that it was like a huge responsibility, and so there were like so many things to take care of. Like for example, like managing your sugar levels. That alone is like a big responsibility. You have to like
So see, you realize that this is a big responsibility,
Yes,
right?
definitely.
But did you learn at a later point of time that you are able to handle it?
Yes, definitely. I was going to come to that. Yeah, but then over the time, I realized that it really is not that big of a burden on you. If you just get acquainted to it, then, like I said earlier, it's just a normal part of your life.
So it seamlessly it comes into your regular routine
Yeah.
without any extra burden on your head.
Yes.
Of course, there are times
Yes.
of burnout, right? Sometimes.
Yes,
Do you think
definitely.
we want to talk about a little on burnout?
Yes, definitely. I've had that a lot of times. Burnout is basically like you're kind of tired of basically trying to take care, and so sometimes you might, overeat or binge eat at times, or maybe you might just skip your checking times. Um,
So
and
how do you get back to normal from that burnout situation?
well, what I basically do is that um,
Maybe you relax a bit,
yeah, relax a bit.
take the pause that you need, right? You may talk to your parents or
Yeah,
anyone, right?
yeah, definitely talking to your parents.
That will help.
Informing someone definitely I think is the best decision.
Taking support when needed, right?
Yes, exactly.
That should be done. So do you think you have like friends and in the community wherein you're associated with some communities, and you can let your parents talk to them, or you talk to them? Did you have any adults with type 1 diabetes who could give you some suggestions?
Oh yeah, most definitely. So over the years, me and my parents have discovered many friendly and supportive communities for people with type 1 diabetes, and over there I got to know some really great and incredible people, and so it feels so surprising that they've achieved quite a lot, even having this condition. They've achieved like incredible feats.
So sometimes you talk to them and
Yes, I definitely
you
talk
get
to
some
them.
insights and you feel better, right?
Yeah, I talk to them for like advice or like just generally sharing anything.
Okay, that's good to know. We also attended some street
Oh
sales
yes.
events and other events, online, offline events and all.
Yeah.
We share knowledge and it's incredible. It's like a different family.
Yeah.
And we are like, but we are all again one family with type
Yeah.
1 diabetes. Good. So, what message would you like to give to other kids or teens who are newly diagnosed with T1D?
Like I've reiterated before, um, yeah, type 1 diabetes is just a condition, and you just have to consider like it's another part of your life. And yes, it will be difficult at times, and it might feel a bit tiresome at the beginning, but slowly you'll get acquainted to it, and you'll gain a lot of information. And you might also find communities, and you'll find people who accept you for what you have.
Okay, that's very good to know. What would you like your teachers, classmates, or the public to understand better about type 1 diabetes? They know something, right? So, what is better if they could understand? What is something that they should know?
What they should know is that
Be it public, classmates, teachers. What is one main thing that you think still is needed, right?
yeah,
What is lacking?
yeah, definitely. I think that there should not be as much stigma as there is now around the whole condition.
Okay. Yeah, more inclusive.
Yeah, more
right?
inclusivity, definitely.
Schools definitely should be more inclusive. Okay. If you could design one new feature for diabetes tech, okay, what would it be?
The first thing that comes to my mind is that I think that this insulin pump is like a very great device, and what I think could help it more if it had more smart features. For example, the first thing is that maybe it could give feedback to the user, saying that how they could improve, how they could control their management, and another thing is that
Now there is full of AI. What do you
Oh,
think?
yes,
Does
exactly.
that work for this or no?
oh yes, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. That yeah, maybe there would be like an AI chatbot kind of thingy,
Okay.
or maybe it will send. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like send messages to the
Or give some moral support or
Yeah.
technical support
Yeah.
or whatever
Yeah.
based on your current situation, right?
Yes.
Because every day it's changing, every hour
Yes.
it's changing. Okay, and then help you with little, some burden of decision making. Basic
Yeah.
things would be off your end.
Yeah.
And I think maybe now you have insulin. managing highs, it is giving insulin on its own.
Yes.
But for managing low, it's totally on you.
Yeah,
what do you
definitely.
think it should do then? Do you think that there could be something around it?
Yeah. So in that situation, I think it would also be a very creative idea if they could also inject glucagon the same way it injects insulin.
Whenever the situation is very bad,
Very
it of
urgent.
course stops the insulin.
Yeah.
But I think that would really.
Yeah, that would be really beneficial, especially in like certain situations.
Okay. That is really good. I'm still thinking about that, smart features and technology. Fine. Now, I think, I've taken a lot of your time. Last question is like looking ahead, what are your hopes for the next decade of your diabetes journey?
Well, for the next decade, that's honestly quite a lot of time.
Mhm.
So, I feel like just the stigma around diabetes, as I said before, it should be a bit reduced, and I think that a lot of more people should be educated about diabetes and should be more inclusive to people with it.
So, what do you think about cure? The magic word cure.
Oh yeah, definitely. That. So maybe like already there has been quite a lot of articles and news regarding about cures of diabetes, and with how technology is advancing in the future, possibly maybe possibly in the future there could be
A cure.
possibly.
And not that cure that we
Yeah, exactly.
hearing in the social media, right?
Yeah.
You follow this, you get cured, or you
Drink this Karela juice.
and you get cured and do some exercise. See, with due respect, we all respect our traditional methods. Many people, as seamlessly they incorporate it into their life, and that's good. That's good to follow. It maybe joins with the efforts that you are putting into the type 1 management. It kinds of helps you achieve better things, but reduction of insulin dose is not called a cure, or reduction of carbs and needing the
Yeah.
less insulin drastically is not a cure, or someone in the honeymoon phase producing less amount of insulin and suddenly you deprive them of carbs, no insulin is needed, it's not a cure. So the word cure is such a word that I've been hearing from last 10 years.
Exactly.
Even I had thoroughly researched each
Yeah.
and every part of the world, but there is no such thing, there is no alternative. You follow everything, if whatever you want, fine, but along with the treatment protocols that you have been given by your treating endocrinologist. Okay, nothing is a
Yes.
replacement of that.
Yes.
And we should really cure is like without immunosuppressants, right? Your immune,
Yeah.
without suppressing the immune system, if they are able to find something which is as normal as the non-diabetic people, if your blood sugars are coming in that range without immunosuppressants, right, then that is a cure. Otherwise we are good. We are knowing how to manage it, right? The
Definitely.
only thing we need to work more and more is the stigma, like she has
Yeah.
aptly mentioned. Like some schools are also inclusive, but at the ground level some people are not inclusive, that is causing problems. So that we need to collectively work on, and more power to all the T1D communities who are there giving all kinds of support, and treating us like one whole T1D family. So yes, more power to people like you. Okay, have a wonderful journey ahead. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.